Hey everyone, welcome to another episode. I have a really exciting one for you today. This is really fun and magical, especially for this month, October. My guest is Tina Hardt. She's an author and she wrote an amazing book called Charm Casting, Divining with Trinkets, Trifles, Baubles, and Bits. Isn't that exciting? So, explaining a little bit before she's going to get into talking about exactly what charm casting is, but long before the advent of the kitchen junk drawer and trinket gumball machines, shamans, healers, and seers would cast and read bones, shells, stones, coins, and nuts. It was held that where and how these pieces landed, when you cast them, that could reveal great insight into the human condition and our eternal selves. So life's mysteries were explored, and the energetic veil between the living and the dead parted. So I can't wait to hear about it. Hey, Tina, welcome.
Thanks for having me. So nice to meet you.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about you, how you got started in this. I've been wanting to, I do readings, tarot, mediumship, and things. And for years, I've thought, I want to do charms. And I've had all this other stuff to do, and I never got into it. So now that I'm going to be talking to you, I'm going to be learning it.
And that kind of excites me, right? Because I swear once you fall down that rabbit hole, it's just going to be a wild and crazy adventure. So
Mm,
the way that I got into it, so as a medium too, the Arthur Findlay College in England.
yeah. Yep.
So that would be the premier sort of college in Hogwarts for mediums. So
Yes.
and as a tarot reader, you would know that maybe the Reader Studio in New York City was was for sort of cartomancy and divination. So I can't even remember the first year I attended it, but it is a very concentrated, intensive few days of workshops working with, mentors like Mary Greer and Rachel Pollack and right all the best in the industry. So fortunately, one of these mentors was Carrie Paris, and Carrie Paris was the one that first introduced everybody to this incredible little assortment of metallic, tiny, shiny metallic treasures in a small little like tin, and maybe the maybe the tin was like this big.
Okay.
Um, and of course, it awakened all of our inner magpies and corvid. So, I mean, it just from there, of course, I just kept jacking it. I was smitten. So I did take some bone reading, and I did have some readings by some of the Sangoma readers, and so very, very thankful for everything that I learned from that school of reading too. It's just that I didn't exactly have full access to that garden, but this whole cray cray kitsch casting, I just became charm obsessed. So just beware.
How long have you been doing the charms?
Boy, time flies. Um, I'm wondering if that could look like 10 years now. It
Okay.
could be
Uh-huh.
10 years.
Yeah. And so before that, it was tarot and other modalities and different things for you. Yeah.
So, Lenormand,
Yeah.
Oracle,
Lenormand.
and
Yeah.
and then I'm also now studying. I'm sitting in mediumship circles and doing my foundational studies there too, right? But
Okay.
there's something about charm casting that is just
Mhm. Now, it's interesting because with bones, you'd think, I don't know, I guess the sizes, you got to learn. And then your book. So tell us a little bit about the book, because if someone is intrigued like me, because I'm going to go through that and try to learn, would you be able to learn and start doing it with, it's instructional, and I think there's fun stories, and yeah, tell us a little bit about it.
the absolutely 100%. So the book, while I obviously gave a nod and I showed respect to our forebears and the ones that actually threw bones. Um, this book will teach you. It's perfect for beginners and for seasoned readers. And for beginners, it's perfect because it'll teach you how to start putting a collection together,
Okay.
um, and how to assign meanings, and also for seasoned readers, where we had a certain instruction at first and a certain way of casting, and a lot of us used illustrated casting mats. This departs from it a little bit with another system that uses, like the bone throwers, basically a plain surface, and so how to navigate your way through that, and a lot of do-it-yourself projects. So
Oh,
it's a lot of, you want to pray for rain because there's a lot of fun things to do on rainy days.
that's right. That's right. So yeah, there's probably you could buy some charms or just find things out and about and pick them up or, you know,
I've got checklists in the book, which
yeah.
should be helpful, right? So some checklists saying, okay, you want you may want to find a piece that represents this, that, and whatever. But there are many ways. Yes, you can. Absolutely. You can go and buy a set of those tiny, shiny treasures on Amazon or anywhere online. And then eventually it becomes like a work in progress and a labor of love. And you can start swapping out those pieces for things that are more meaningful. But
Hmm.
it is also a massive scavenger hunt. Thrifting, antique stores, raiding, uh, raiding, old vintage stashes of jewelry, and also drawers and toolboxes and junk drawers. So virtually walking along a street, you find things. And once you're bitten by that bug, I swear they fall out of the woodwork. People start giving you stuff. You see things in the ground. So there's a lot of sort of synchronicity and magic that happens with the collection of this incredible set of curios and symbols that you're developing. So it's like if it's playtime, as well as a very sacred, practice. It is also playtime.
You mix it with tarot too, and you know, you'll have some pull some cards and then pull some charms and yeah,
I
yeah.
do. I like doing layered readings. So
Hmm.
it really depends on the context of, right. So I'll customize a reading. So
Yeah.
if I have a visitor that has a certain question, I'll know whether or not I want to go to something more situational, diagnostic like Lenormand. But
Right.
I do like to layer because I like to look for repetitions in theme. And also, I'm going to show you one quick
Let's see.
deck.
Yeah.
This is another wiser author, and I've been working a lot. It's called Tarot Disassembled, and it's Jennifer Cooper. I'm going to say Steidley only because of the way that you pronounce the EI in German. So I'm sorry, if Jennifer ever sees this, if I pronounced her last name wrong. But it's called Tarot Disassembled. So what it is the tarot deck, but she's got it. I don't know if you can see the Emperor. She's got it all dissected into symbols, which makes this absolutely perfect companion for charm casting. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying this is 100% on so many levels a great tarot deck, but for charm casting, this is the stone cold nuts, 100%.
Okay, awesome. And then where do you keep your charms? Do you have them nearby? What do you got?
So remember how I said it used to start in a tin? It used to start like a tin like this.
Yeah, yeah. Now it's in a big thing, a suitcase.
Now,
Oh,
this is I did have it. It was so cool. I had a lunchbox, a couple of lunchboxes, but the lunchbox that I loved, it was like a guitar case. It
oh,
opened up like a rock guitar case and you opened it up, but then it got bigger again. So now I took paranormal equipment out of this.
oh, yeah. The ghost hunting stuff. Yeah.
And I can this is not my travel kit, although my travel kit's getting pretty ridiculous too. I don't know if I can show you. Hang on, how do I do this without spilling them all over my
Oh,
computer?
wow. Yeah. Whoa.
So I would say that you just have to trust your intuition with regards to how many pieces, right? So this is a blind bowl that I use. And I use a blind bowl because I don't want to see the pieces that I'm picking until they actually hit the casting surface. So I might take a couple of these. These are what I call very important pieces or VIP pieces. These are they're context driven. So I will look at them first wherever they fall, and I'll see what fell around them. So they'll go into the casting bowl, and then depending, it depends what the question is. Sometimes if it's a word like it's of a friendship, maybe it's the name of the friend. If let's say it's Allison, I'll pick Allison is Allison 7. Maybe I'll pick 7 charms. Other times I'll just rustle around. They won't stay in the box. I'll put them in a bowl, and then I'll rustle around, and then I'll just maybe pick a couple of pinches full and put them in, and then and then I'll throw them in my hands, and then I'll salt and pepper them. Like
Oh,
I'll disperse them, salt and pepper them around the casting surface. So that's sort of how I would
that
how I
is,
would.
yeah. And then we use our intuition and our psychic senses and everything all mixed in. It's just so wonderful. Yes.
And when you start getting your pieces, you will get your pieces, but you will before they end up in your kit and while they're in your kit, you'll okay. Like for instance, the teacup, right? So you'll get your pieces and you'll assign sort of a core meaning for that piece. Now, every piece is going to have a couple of different facets, but for me, a teacup would be an invitation.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Invitation. So, where that falls and then what falls with it could tell you more, give you more descriptors about the nature of that invitation. So,
Mm.
you'll have a kit essentially all with different meanings, some of which you can read as is, but sometimes the meanings start to merge and there's a synthesis. And then if they fall in clumps or in a line, it's a narrative. So there's just there's so much to it.
Yeah, I can imagine at first it sounds, maybe it's simple, but it will take a while. I mean, to get it going. But maybe you just start small and add a few to the
You
tarot.
do, you do dailies. You
Yeah.
just do a daily,
Oh, yeah, like a daily card pull. Yeah.
Mhm.
A daily charm throw. I love it. Yes.
And then, sometimes I like to imagine too, if you've got 2 charms, you know what their meanings are, but sometimes I just like to put them up in front of me energetically, and I pretend that there's a bistro or a cafe, and if these 2 charms met each other in a bistro or a cafe, would they get along? What would they have in common? What might they not have in common? Would they argue? Would they, like what would they have to say to each other? And what they say to each other and how they communicate to each other is something I call charm speak. So it's like, what's the charm speak? And sometimes on a casting mat, they'll communicate directly, and sometimes they'll communicate indirectly. But when you have a new piece, is if there, I should have asked you just to pull a couple of objects, random objects, right? So if you've got a couple of pieces, when you first get them, everyone might see a piece differently based on your experience, your life experience. It's got to go through a filter of your own experience, right? Same with mediumship,
Yeah.
right? It'll go through. So if I were to pick, I don't know, like a race car,
Mhm.
and you're trying to figure out what that means in your kit. So, what are some words that you would associate with a race car
Things
automatically?
moving quickly, going fast. Yeah. Maybe
Now,
if it's a love reading and it's about a specific guy and you get the race car, well, he's moving a little bit too quickly. Maybe you want to slow it down, something like that. Yeah.
100%. And if you're, and one of the examples, actually, it's funny, one of the examples in the book is that I think it's important to understand what this piece won't do, right? So if this is an actor auditioning for you on a stage, you know, they're going to be typecast into a certain role and they will not be suitable for another role. So, what will this not do when it comes to, problem solving, as an example? If your sitter is expecting you to, expecting their spouse to be more helpful in problem solving, and this shows that, what would you deduce.
Uh,
He'd be staying around long enough to, you
oh,
know,
I see. Okay, yeah, you might be speeding right on out of there.
right. It's like, he
Because
doesn't have
I'm
the,
thinking also, race cars, they're expensive, like if you go to the Indy 500, so it could also mean like a wealthy guy rolling in,
it's,
I guess whatever your intuition brings in there.
it's also elite. And that's what I'm saying. And if you were going to, this is why I think it's so cool is that you could have four different people sitting around. And also, the race car could remind them of somebody in their family. It could remind them of an experience in their childhood that was really important to them. So, you're going to, two ways that you can work with casting terms. One is when you cast them all together, they're dispersed and then they land on a casting surface. And now you're working out the narratives and the storylines and the themes and the other ways that you do free association. So, like, that's where your sitter basically has the information, and you don't, they basically are just opening up dialogues with their memory, their unconscious, their highest good. So, it can mean all kinds of different things. This is why I think they're just so much fun to work with, and they're therapeutic. They therapeutic tools.
So is this what you're doing full time is readings?
Yes,
Okay.
reading and writing.
Reading and writing. So if somebody wants a reading for you, do you have some openings that I'm going to put her email address, you guys, for that and that link
Like I
to
said,
her book.
the website is just a change in the hosting company, right? So the website's been down for a bit, but yeah, yeah, readings and then I do want to get into a little bit of teaching and a little
Oh,
bit
that
of
would be
teaching,
great. Yeah. And then the
kind of,
mediumship you're developing, right?
which I love. Don't you? You must
Yes,
love
I've
it.
been developing for a couple of years now, and I did study with some people from, um, uh,
Arthur Finley.
yeah, a whole year. Mavis Patilla's wife and the group for a year, and then now I'm with Tony Stockwell and James Van Prague, and I've studied with some other people too, and it's just ongoing and it's so magical and it's really great. I love it. It's always
It
been
is.
something that I admired and wished I could do, but never knew what, how. And then I'm like, okay, well, hey, there's classes and there's development, and
Did
it's
you
been
did you have early onset mediumship, or did you develop it afterwards,
I,
like late?
I developed it. Yeah, I developed. You can't. Yeah, I'm not like from a group lineage of mediums or any. How some people say I'm from a 5 generation, lineage of psychic mediums. Or no, although my mother had some, paranormal stuff. We had a lot, different things happening. But the mediumship is
I
just.
can I can see.
Yes, but I think that what's interesting, and so for the viewers, is if we have a deep interest and think, because I couldn't get it off my mind for years and years, mediumship. I want to do mediumship, and I don't think that would be in us if we didn't have the ability or the to develop it. So
So here's the thing, like as you know too, when there are traditional systems like tarot and Lenormand, they demand some study. They do. There is it's a traditional system, and you should they're foundational studies and you will benefit from them. Obviously, you can use them psychically and just use them as a diving board for a psychic reading. But to learn that cartomantic system, you should study, right?
that's
You become better with study, right? As you know, right? The thing about charm casting is because they open up such personal dialogues, it opens up a personal dialogue with the unconscious, with your highest good, that is completely within your purview.
mm-hmm.
So, and it doesn't matter, there's no right or wrong about what I think and what you think about a sunflower. There's no right or wrong.
Yeah, I love that. It's just you let it flow like you're channeling your information about it, and yeah, that's beautiful. I
You
get
know,
a lot of, I mean, and as also as a professional matchmaker for 23 years, and dating coach and stuff. I get a lot of questions if I'm doing readings or something about, I just met a new guy. Is he the one? Or get a lot of those. And especially when I work, sometimes I'll work on the psychic hotlines. And that's challenging because the hotlines, they're calling because they met somebody and they want me to either, what is he thinking? Does he like me? Are we getting married? Is he my soulmate? Is he leaving? Is he dating anyone else? Is he cheating on me? We broke up last month and he's living with somebody else. I want to know what's going on over there. Is is he going to leave her? All these things, which I'm like, I don't know.
Okay, so just for shits and giggles,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that client's on the phone with you, right? And then you pull a charm and it's a ripe tomato.
Yeah.
What would you think?
Oh, ripe tomato. I would think something right away says he's still seeing other people. I don't know why it just came up like that.
Okay. Right. What about the like longevity or
Mhm.
of that relationship or the depth of that relationship or
Yeah, it's reached its peak. Right now.
right. And what about a characteristic of his, something you need to know about his personality or about,
Yeah.
right?
I think I'm right away. I get like that Italian spiciness of somebody. Maybe he's got a great personality. He's going to charm you. That's how I get that.
Does he have a thick skin?
He's a little bit sensitive.
Yes, absolutely. Right? Absolutely. Right.
It's
Yeah. So see,
it's great. I'm already a charm reader.
I think you really are. Okay, so what's another question that you would get just for fun?
Okay, a question. Uh, is he my soulmate? Oh, I have two guys. There's two guys. There's Glenn and Mark. I just met them both. Which one is for me? Which guy is for me? Which is a
Okay,
better fit?
perfect.
Yeah.
So now, I don't know if you can see this. I'm learning how to do this. Look, I'm becoming so tech savvy.
Yeah. Oh, it's like a little bell or something, or a little.
Sorry, I'll bring it closer.
What is it though? It's a little.
You see, it's like a stethoscope.
Oh, a stethoscope. Okay.
It's
Mhm.
because I don't want my face that close. All
Okay.
right.
I know.
Woo! It's a
Okay.
stethoscope.
Okay.
Okay, like it's got which I love. These are charms that are more three-dimensional, and I love that they've got moving parts. They
Mhm.
just, all right. So it's a stethoscope. So which of the two?
Oh, okay. What names did I give him again?
I forgot. A and
A and B. Let's
A.
give them new names.
Yeah,
Maybe I said that. Chad and Mark. That's what I might have said.
perfect.
Okay. Chad and Mark, the stethoscope. Chad, immediately, Chad, he comes through with this. He likes to investigate things. He likes to make sure things are, and that I'm feeling that with this woman who's asking me about Chad, and the stethoscope comes up. She likes men that connect the dots and they follow through on what they do.
Yeah,
So, anyway.
100%. Right? That are more diagnostic and
Diagnostic, yeah, diagnostic. Yeah.
not walking around like fog bound.
Right.
Right? Oh, right.
Well, Tina, thank you for joining me. And everybody, the links are below. Let us know what kind of, do you do readings? Do you get readings? What do how do you feel about it? What are you looking for? And I recommend Tina's book, and the links are below. And anything that you want to say to wrap it up? Any last minute gems? No? Okay.
Just sending blessings to everybody in the comments too. And Marla, it was so great to meet you.
You
Just such
too.
a beautiful energy.
All right, everybody, much love.
Ciao, ciao.